Oh yeah, there is it. Hello, Nordine. Can you hear me?
Hi, Cedric. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so
Can
much.
you hear
And
me?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, we had this technical issue. So I'm very glad to moderate this fifth session with you. So also thanks to Business France who introduced ENOGIA to the French Tech Taiwan. So it was very interesting. Yeah, okay. Well, very interesting for us to have you here with us today. So, Nordine, you are the head of APAC and Business Developer Manager for ENOGIA. So please introduce yourself and the company.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me today as well. Head of APAC at ENOGIA. Who is ENOGIA? Who we are? What we do? Long story short, ENOGIA is a manufacturing company based in south of France, in the city of Marseille, operating in the renewable energy sector. We manufacture ORCs, ORC modules. ORC stands for Organic Ranking Cycle. Organic ranking cycles are modules such as the small one that you see on the slide here, and these modules are small power plants that convert waste heat into electricity.
Okay.
That's what this units do.
So your solution convert heat into electricity. Okay. ORC
Yes,
again
exactly.
is what?
You're right.
What means ORC?
Organic ranking cycle.
Organic? One more
Organic
time.
ranking cycle.
Okay, ranking cycle. I didn't get that one. So, okay, transforming heat into electricity, that's a very interesting solution. So regarding, is it working? For me, sorry, that one. I'm going backward, guys. Which one is it? Okay, this one. Okay, I have it. So yeah, we were talking yesterday, Nordine, about eco-transition, that today we talk about this ecological transition that we all have to face in our companies and even in our daily life as an individual. So regarding ENOGIA, can you tell us a little bit more about how ENOGIA is, what is the thinking of ENOGIA about these ecological transitions and what you are doing and implementing in the company?
Yeah, well, obviously, eco-transition is a main part of our company business and activity, since we are producing renewable energy solution through our ORC units. Now the question is, how do we put eco-transition in the daily life of our company, in our activity itself, not only in the solutions that we provide to our clients? There would be many things to say, but here are some highlights to discuss today. On two levels. One level is the eco-conception. So we're still focusing the answer of the question to our product, and we have three main subjects. Subject number one is about minimizing the material quantity in our product. One of our product specificity at ENOGIA is that our solution is the most size and weight optimized ORC in the market per unit of power that it provides, and minimizing the material quantity in our product is actually a step to eco-transition through an eco-conception action, I would say. Another important design choice that we took as a company was to use very clean fluid ORCs in order to generate electricity. They use a fluid. They don't use steam like a nuclear power plant would, but they use a refrigerant like a heat pump or an AC system would use. At ENOGIA, not only we respect the environmental standards, when selecting the working fluid we use, but we go way beyond that. We work with the cleanest fluid in the world, having a global warming potential of 1, which is a very strong step in eco-conception of our product. If you compare that to the standards, the environmental standards in the world, or in the AC systems, this is 850 times less impacting for the environment. So that's also a strong step to eco-transition, to eco-conception. Last main point I would say would be that we work with local partners in the manufacturing process. Eco-transition is also about bringing energy locally. It's about cooperating locally in order to reduce your impact, your global impact of your activity.
Yeah. So
that's for the first.
Yeah. So the 3 main points is that in the conception of the solution, you have in mind how to minimize the number, the quantity of the material in the product. That's something very important that we believe we all have this in mind. It's very important. So because at the end it will be less waste, in fact, when the product is at the end of its lifetime. You use the cleanest fluid, so also for it to be more easy to recycle also at the end. And you work with local supplier and partners, so at the end also, for example, for the transportation topic, you reduce your carbon footprint. So it's totally in this trend of eco transitions. So you're also talking about
yes.
no paper policy, which is 98% virtualization, and the company has an EV charging station. Is it powered with your solution?
No, the electrical vehicle charging stations are not powered with our solution. Our solution uses waste heat to generate electricity. So we wouldn't voluntarily generate waste heat to power our electrical vehicle, which would be opposite to the original thinking.
So what about your deployment? Are you, as you can see on this new slide, you are already deployed in many markets. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah. Yes, ENOGIA has been around for a solid 13 years now. We have more than 120 references in 27 countries in various field and applications. So you have some examples here from France, UK, Germany, South Korea, China, with ORC units installed in diverse industries such as biomass, biogas, geothermal. I would say that we are pretty active, and you can see that the Asia area is developing as well.
So about Taiwan,
it's been developing for.
So about Taiwan,
it's been developing for.
Sorry, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying for Taiwan. So it seems that you are coming in very soon. From what I know, you are coming very soon in Taiwan. So what are the market here for you? I understood that there is some difficulties you may face.
So speaking generally about Asia, we've been there for 3 years. We are now putting effort for the Taiwan markets, and we've been doing that for more than half a year now. What's interesting in the Taiwanese market is the natural hot spring market. There is a tremendous amount of natural heat which is available from the Taiwan soil, Taiwan ground, and that heat can be directly used to power, to generate electricity locally with our units. So we're talking about hot spring. I'm sure you guys have all been to a hot spring in Taiwan.
I guess so.
The
idea
myself, here is
every weekend almost in the winter time.
Yeah. So we actually use the heat from the ground to generate electricity before you use the remaining heat to just enjoy your bath in the hot spring.
That's very interesting.
So Yeah, that's for the application. The breaks to the development of that application is that the solution is not known enough by the hot spring owners at the moment, and there is no promotion or incentive from local authorities. So we have to educate the owners about the solution and its advantages. And another big break is the long administrative process to secure the feed-in tariff, which the owner will get. We're talking about 4 months. So this is kind of a break to the developments.
Thank you very much, Nordine. Thank you. And I'm very sorry that we had this technical issue at the beginning. So it was very interesting. Thanks to Business Front to introduce ENOGIA. And so ENOGIA will come soon in Taiwan. So I hope to meet you in a few months. Thank you, Nordine, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So the next one, in fact, I forgot who the next one because I was not...
Decathlon, with Arthur, Émile, and Colin.
Thank you.
Please welcome the Decathlon team. Thank you, Nordine and Cédric.
How are you?
Thanks.
Welcome. Thank you very much. So pretty much everyone knows about Decathlon. What less people might now know is that the company puts a lot of efforts in its own ecological transition. Decathlon is both a manufacturer and a retailer. So today, to present the full spectrum of the product's lifetime, we have Émile, so the Taiwan retail operations leader, and we have Arthur, who is in charge of sustainability product innovation. Product leader, sorry. So in order to, before we actually dig into the eco-transition of Decathlon, Émile, could you please introduce Decathlon Taiwan a bit to us?
For sure, and thank you, Colin, for the introduction. Today I have the pleasure to introduce to you a 46-year-old startup. And why are we still calling ourselves a startup? Because every country and every business unit is managed individually. But we are already a presence in more than 60 countries with our retail operation or production operations. And historically in Taiwan, we are here since 30 years. I don't know if this is a well-known fact, because what is very visible today is the retail part of what we are doing. And as we can see on the map in front of us, we are having now 19 stores across the island, one big warehouse of 32,000 square meters that is facilitating the supply of all of our stores. But even more than that, we have production, design, and R&D in Taiwan. Why? Because Taiwan is such a rich environment when it comes to technological innovation that it was making it an obvious choice 30 years ago when we decided to open our first production office over here. Today, of course, with all of these big operations in both the production part with more than 60 suppliers on the panel that we are working today that are producing for Decathlon and shipping worldwide, but also with our 19 stores in one warehouse, we are very aware of the fact that we are having an important carbon footprint worldwide, but also in Taiwan. As a consequence, it's always our duty to try to improve the tomorrow and to try to reduce our carbon footprint and to do it through the whole value chain. As you said, we are a vertically integrated company, so it's not enough anymore for us at least to think just about the way we produce or the way we consume the resources that we need to produce our articles, but also how we can change the behavior of our customers, users, in order to improve the lifespan of the products and the practice of sports over time.
Yeah, so specifically really about the products, I think this is a question for Arthur. So how was eco-transition integrated into the product development and the innovation process?
Thanks, Colin, and nice to meet you, everyone. And I'm super happy to be here to speak about Decathlon production sustainability part. First of all, before to speak about the eco-transition, I want to dig a bit about what is the impact of Decathlon. As you can see, 80% of the CO2 emission of Decathlon are coming from the product manufacturing. So as Émile explained just before, in Taiwan we have stores, but we have also many suppliers who are producing for Decathlon. So that's why production part is important to take care about how we can manage our CO2 emissions there. As you can see here, based on this trajectory, we can see the Decathlon's trajectory of CO2 emission and our targets for 2026. If we want to reach the Paris Agreement, we have to reach 9.2 million of tons of CO2 emission in 2026 instead of 12.8. This is the figures if we don't do anything. In order to reach these targets, we have three main strategies. First is the decarbonization. Second one is the offer optimization. And the last part is regarding our new business model, how we are able to change our business model. So let's dig a bit into these three strategies, But you can see that decarbonization is the biggest part with the biggest impacts. It represents around 60% of our efforts to reach the target of 2026. So let's start with decarbonization. When we are speaking about decarbonization in Decathlon, first part is regarding the material. We are trying to work with more sustainable material and more sustainable processes. So as we can see with the previous speech about EVA, we are trying to find this kind of materials to produce our products. So this is the first part of decarbonization. It represents 46%. And second part is to try to decrease the energy mix of our suppliers. It's also a big part, and today we are on the way. We know that it's a difficult topic here in Taiwan because of the lack of renewable energy or the cost of renewable energy in Taiwan. But we are happy and we succeed today to have around 80% of our purchase amount done in Taiwan engaged with suppliers who engage on SBT trajectory. It means minus 42% of CO2 emission in 10 years. Second part is the offer optimization. What we have also to think about in Decathlon is to design our products with a better lifetime, durable, repairable, recyclable, and traceable. If we are speaking about durable and repairable, it will also serve our last point, which is the circularity. Because if we have durable and repairable products, we will be able to rent those products, and we will also be able to repair it and to reuse it for a new customer. But we will see more examples just after with Emile for this part. Yeah. SBT is science-based targets. So the science-based target is a trajectory to reach minus 42% of CO2 emission in the next 10 years.
Just one more thing to add to this. It's an organization that is composed out of scientists that helps the majority of the companies that are part of the Paris Agreement or they signed to be part of the Paris Agreement to achieve these trajectories. It's not just internally what Decathlon submits to, but what scientists are telling us that we have to do in order to stop or at least to, not to stop, but at least to slow down the global warming that we are all facing today.
Interesting to see that the Decathlon is really facing quite transparently its own carbon footprint and with really strong responsibilities and having quite a clear trajectory over the following decades. So the next question will be on both the retail and the production part. Do you have concrete examples for Taiwan region?
Yes, for sure, because in the moment in which we accepted the invitation coming from La French Tech through Thibaud, we were asked and we were informed about the obsession to be concrete and to really show what we are doing. We try to put over here the initiatives that are most visible today to the people that interact with us. First of all, our users. So Arthur before was talking about circularity, okay? This is the part that it's the tip of the iceberg that at the end of the day will not necessarily decrease the carbon footprint, but it will allow us to slow down by providing another type of alternative to buying new products. Inside of Taiwan, but these are not the only ones that are deployed worldwide, but inside of Taiwan, we deployed 3 big initiatives. The one that you see in the top left corner, it's called our Second Life corner, that today it's visible in all of the Decathlon stores, so across 19 stores, regardless of their size, some of them being only 500 square meters. We took the strong decision to have this offer present. Now, this is not a permanent offer, and this offer is driven by the amount of items that are either returned by the customers after a short period of usage, by items that are today displayed in our stores as test items, or by items that were identified as having small defect products. So these items are items that are functional, safe, you can do sports, but they are not perfect, okay? So we said over there is still value. The customers can enjoy to still do sport at the full functionality at even better prices, because of course all of them are discounted compared to the normal one. So in 2022, because as we said, we wanted to be concrete, we managed to save from the probably wasteland, because maybe this is where they would have gone, 42,000 items that were repaired and resold. And these were purchased by 37,000 Taiwanese that are today enjoying sports with them, as I said, at better prices, but also with more awareness regarding their footprint when they do sports. We all think about sports as a way to drive a more sustainable and more healthy life, but we don't think that often about our footprint in terms of products. The second solution was also one that is historical in Decathlon. It's done for more than 45 years. For the French people in France, it's called Trocathlon, okay? In Taiwan, because it was easier to spell, we called it second-hand market, and we gave it the local name. And we organized just 2 editions. So what you see over here is the result of the sales that happen in 2 days of products that the customers brought by themselves. Decathlon was just the curator, okay, we were the physical platform, and purchased by other customers. So almost 8,300 items were deposited and sold, and again, another 5,000 customers are now enjoying sports. The last part, out of the circular economy, that it's one of the most important, I think it will be the one that we're gonna drive the future, and the change in the consumer behavior, is to push people towards choosing repairability before new products. So during last year, we had more than almost 120,000 spare parts or services sold across our 19 stores to 71,000 customers. These are the 3 big pillars that today we are pushing in the retail side on what we call a regenerative economy. But as Arthur was saying before, it's just part of the story. The other part is the decarbonization part. So what are we doing to decarbonize the retail? We presented over here only 2 big parts. And I think that the presentation is not actually updated. Should have been, the X over there, it's actually, should have been completed. I hope I'm not mistaken, but we have 41 tons, 440 tons of waste recycled in 2022. That means 75% of all the waste that was produced in all of our activities that are linked with retail. So this is logistic, in transportation, inside of the stores, done by the customers, and so on. And the last part that is also working on the decarbonization is that now, during 2022, we sold almost 3 million of the articles that we sold in Taiwan were eco-designed items. Eco-design, because maybe it's not a very common term used, are products that have measurable or lower carbon footprint than their predecessors. So it means that inside of the production process, we are able to decrease the carbon footprint with a minimum of 20%? 10%. 10%, okay. So I'm from retail, just keep that in mind. So I'm good on the retail figures. We have production over here. So this is what we are doing today in retail, as I said, are the most visible examples for our customers. Of course, we have also a strong push in the culture of the employees. And I seen that was talked before about eco-mobility for employees and awareness. These are all part of our actions, but we wanted to show exactly what the customers can also see.
It's a good transition because we have some example just after. So let's speak about now a production side. You see it's the biggest part of our CO2 emission. We were discussing about the energy mix of our supplier. Here is a good example with Huame, our partner in Taiwan for glasses and goggles for sky. In 2022, we succeeded to have around 30% of renewable energy consumed with this supplier. which impacts a decrease of minus 2,500 tons of CO2 emission. So this is really a good example. We did it with this partner. Now we have to deploy it with more and more partners. And this challenge is a big challenge in Taiwan because of the lack of renewable energy. Now let's speak about some products. As mentioned Emile just before, we are here in the room, our method engineer for boards, and they succeeded to develop a body board with a sleek part made in HDPE, so high density polyethylene recycled. So this part with recycled materials will allow us to decrease by 9% our CO2 emission on this specific product. And last point, because we know, last example, we know that Taiwan is strong also in terms of innovation. This example is really an innovative project. Our brand Artego in France, they are facing one difficulty. They don't know what to do with their tennis balls when they are at the end of the life. This is their biggest problem. So they decided to take this problem as an opportunity. And in France, it's a challenge that under our innovative engineer called Antoine Cullier. And he succeeded with innovative supplier in Taiwan to do a sole for these shoes, the shoes that you can see here, with 20% of recycled tennis ball in the sole. So now they succeeded to produce 500 pairs of these shoes in Taiwan. We sold them in Taiwan stores. So now our goal is to deploy it worldwide.
We see here that both in retail and production, there's a lot of examples. So proposing and implementing a new ecological model and social model doesn't come without friction in such a traditional and 40-plus-year-old company. What was the challenges that you have faced in this topic?
Great, and thank you for the question, Colleen. One thing that I always tell to my team, sustainability is mandatory and sustainability is not free anymore. It's not something that comes without actually making an investment and taking a strong commitment towards it. Of course, in Taiwan, but not only worldwide, I'd say, we are faced with a couple of challenges today. We try to highlight the top 3 that we are faced today in Taiwan, but also what you can see in the pictures are some initiatives that we're already taking to try to make these challenges less difficult. First of all, we need to influence and advocate. Today, the biggest driver of choosing sustainable products when you are asking customers is the price. As long as the price is good, they will gonna go for the product. So when we look at the second life items, when we look at the ones in Decathlon, the biggest driver is the price. Of course, it comes as a bonus that it has a better carbon footprint, but still today in the mind of in the mind of the Taiwanese is not the main reason to choose a product. Secondly, we need to increase internal awareness. We are today a company that is 46-year-old, as you said, but in Taiwan, our average seniority is 2 years. So it means that the teammates that are joining the company are learning and are discovering us in these 2 years. And our challenge is how can we increase this awareness from day one? How can we make them act behind the purpose from day one? So today with our teammates, users and partners, we develop very specific trainings that are dedicated to increase their awareness, but not only the awareness, because it's good to be aware, it's even better to be engaged. Being engaged makes me want to change things. So today, our challenge is how can we pass from the first step of awareness internally to actually engagement. And the last part, and I heard it through the presentations today, and I've seen some startups that are trying to face the challenge and to help, and I'm very happy to hear that because it's something that we are really struggling with as a consumer in Taiwan, is the availability of the renewable energy. But this availability comes also from the big competition that is given from all the companies that today want to act on ESG in purchasing the renewable energy. So this makes it unaffordable sometimes, unavailable in other times, and when we speak just about the retail activity, the consumption is not as competitive when you have to battle with big factories, big production factories. So of course, the suppliers would prefer to sell everything that they produce to one company, so So they don't have to deal with a lot of small ones. What you can see in the pictures over here, as I said, are some of the things that we already did last year trying to overcome the challenges. Climate Frisk, for maybe some of you that already did it or know it, it's a workshop to sensibilize the participants towards the stakes that are in the climate change. So after attending this, you're going to be able to know what is happening. It's already deployed to our top management in the company with an intention to deploy it to around 30% of our employees by the end of the year. World Cleanup Day, and you have the representative pictures over there. It's actually from a beach in Tainan, if I'm not mistaken. For the first time last year, we opened it to our customers. So we did not expect necessarily a huge participation. We had a turnaround of 1,000 people that came and helped us to collect around 2.7 tons of waste from the beach. And the part that you can see on the bottom, it's a webinar that we did with our suppliers to try to raise their awareness on the sustainable development topics and even to try to guide them on how they can take actions in their daily life, in the choices that they are making, not only on the big stakes like renewable energy consumption. So yes, we have challenges. Yes, I think we are all aware of it. We can tackle them together, and I'm even more confident seeing so many people in the room interested in this, that we can form alliances that will gonna allow us to overcome them and to transform them in opportunities.
Thank you, Emile. Last question from me is, French Tech globally is all about ecosystem, to exchange, to create innovative ideas. And how does this apply to Decathlon in, what you say, a vertically integrated company?
Thanks, Colin, for the question. As you can see, we are going further and further in the mastery of the development of our products. Give me time to take one example to illustrate this part. You know, in Taiwan is famous for the bicycle industry. On our bicycle, one of the components which has the most impact is the tires. We all know that we have to change our tires in the life of our bicycles. We took this challenge ahead. We developed an expert team focused on rubber internally in Decathlon. And with our partner, we are developing our own formula of rubber to make, in the future, a green rubber, a green tire on our bicycle. But for this, we need to find some startup, some new company to use and to work with sustainable material. So for the tires, we need to find sustainable carbon black. It's one part of the tires, or recycled nylon. And without any collaboration with this kind of company, we are not able to succeed. So this example, we have different for textile, for boards, for other processes, but our need and why we are collaborating also with French Tech is to find some startup, some companies. We can propose innovative materials or innovative technology that we can deploy on our products at the service of the sustainability.
Thank you. Thank you very much, both Arthur and Emile, for this presentation.
Thank you.
I think it's quite inspiring to see how a big group is able to face its responsibilities in eco-transition. And also, thank you very much for supporting the French Tech and for being at the beginning of this event organization.
Thanks a lot.
So next session is going to be Patty Peng, the CEO of McKay Polymerics. And we welcome also Claire Chong, who's going to be moderating this session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be here today, and I'm happy to have Patty Peng, the CEO of McKay Polymer, to be here to share her service and product with us. Hi, Patty.
Hi, everyone. It's afternoon time. I think everybody is getting tired. So I want to put some music and make everybody get some energy, right? Well, it's our in Taiwan daily life, right? Run away for a trash car. A lot of mother or auntie, they're interested about to run away by trash car. Okay, finish. Okay, it's getting more energy here now. It's getting better. Okay, I'm Patty. I'm doing very cool thing, or some people think it's boring things, but let me to introduce our material. Actually, in Taiwan, we created of daily life waste about garbage for every day is very huge. But now just 55% recycle in our system. But the less, actually, a lot of garbage they go into burner system. They are very wasty. Actually, their material can reuse again. So what we do? When I first time I see this picture, I'm very shocking. I'm doing a lot of recycle, but why the garbage is still in the different kinds of animal stomach? It's very shock for me. So what can we do and how do we do? Here is our factory in Taoyuan. Our factory, we can sell a lot of, maybe a year, we can sell 7,200 tons about different kinds of recycled material here. And we can make our customer more useful and easier to get their different kinds of recycle system. Here.
And I would like to know, you talk about the innovation. So can you tell us more about how do you integrate the eco-transition to your social model, and how do you apply that to your daily or continuous innovation?
Okay, and next I will show our unique technologies about innovation. Polymerization technologies are very hard, right? But it's easy. Let me show you. Our company help our customer began the recycled material, no matter about HDPE, PP, PS, and our material in our factory. They have a different kinds identified. So final, our customer, production, you can see no matter about the cosmetic case or building material, for the end, they doing go back recycle system, they are more easier. They have identified. This is very helpful to our customer. So you can see to recycle material going to our system, and final, you are more easier to use and help our customer reduce their cost. Our service, actually, I can go back here, and I can show here. Here is our product. It's for modified. We can help our customer to go into recycle system more stronger and more easy to use to different situation. And we can give our customer solution. Next, you can see here. Actually, everybody say, Patty, what is your dream for doing this happen? Actually, it's my father's technology. My father always doing different kinds of research, but research just research. We make it happen from become consumer electronics product or cosmetic product or industry package. Now we can put all the recycle happening. What happening? We can bring some furniture for outside furniture, outdoor furniture or something, and we can make happen to 100% recycle cosmetic case. And actually, you can see the different kinds of material. I can show you. Here's 100% recycled, but my father's research make it like a wood, more warm, more helpful, more help people life. And here you can see a lot of number, right? Yeah. The first very example things, we can make recycled material more stronger, more powerful than virgin material. Here is our unique technology. We make it happen. So do you have any question here?
Yeah, I think you can continue.
Okay.
Yeah. Since you said the continuous innovation, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
In past year, we have a very huge plan in Brazil. It's a very big building in Brazil, Hakka Run House. Because in Hakka culture is very unique in Taiwan. People love life together. We eat eat together. So the Hakka people in Brazil, they made this house. So you can see the outside. Oh, sorry. Here is all of the materials from our material. It's very magic. We have. And actually, the designer, he think very imagination. He say, Patty, if I use your material, maybe our house can doing recycle again and again and again. Oh.
Would that be real?
Yes, because this building will finish end of these years.
Okay.
But they want to 5 years, 10 years, they want to become the different eco-transition, different kinds of building material. It's very interesting. But now everybody say, why?
Why? Yeah, why? And how you play your role in Taiwan market, or how do you go global?
How do we go to global? In past year, we are very work hard. Everybody know recycle is really hard working, right? People don't care. You are recycle, you are friendly. Actually, we almost care about the cost. So we join a lot of different kind for TTA, for Taiwanese government to exhibition. We want to get more exposure, our opportunity in the world. So we want to become like a partnership with our customer to help like getting more helpful in the future. So we do that.
That sounds very interesting. And I would like to know, well, you explained so much about the eco-transition ideas, technology. What is the biggest challenge you are facing now?
Very big. It's really hard to answer this question. Every day is very bad, because in Taiwan, in traditional, a lot of plastic or extrusion or injection company, they worry about the material, their resource is clear or clean. Is any identifier, any metals here inside, and is our final product was getting bad or something they worry about. So when I go to their factory, they say, I don't use recycle. I know recycle is important, but I worry about the cost. Is anything hurt my machine? My machine will get broken, but I can show you if you use our material, your machine will not get broken. Your final product is more helpful and more cheaper than before. So more getting now in this weekend we meet a lot of different kinds of customers in Taiwan or in Korea. It's from CES or like find the internet. They said, do you have any solution can help us to solve this problem? So we can do that. So
it sounds like the big challenge is in Taiwan, not from the foreign countries.
Our first clients from Brazil, we are very surprised. Why is not Taiwanese people to make very Patty, you're doing good, your father is doing good. Actually, in for La French Tech, they want to help us go to Europe marketing. Actually, European people or American people, actually in CES, we meet a lot of different kinds of customers. They are from France. So maybe, I know I need to go to France, right? Not here in Taiwan, no, just kidding. We want to show, I can from Taiwan to become the opportunity to different country. So I think the challenge is not easy, but we still is our daily life.
Oh, yes. That's great, because that's the right choice to join the La French Tech Taiwan community, right? Okay, so thank you, Patty, and I think that we are move on to the next session, which Colin and the CEO from the uCup.
Thank you everyone.
And apparently today is Patty's birthday.
Yes, it's my birthday, but final I want to show my very short sentence here, because no one is an outsider today. We are together, so make some noise. We are very best in Taiwan, and go to La French Tech. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. Good afternoon.
Hi.
I'm very glad to have this presentation right now and to be the moderator for uCup. And I think everyone here will be quite keen on knowing about Andy's activities. Yeah, I'm gonna give this to you, if you know. So because what uCup does is very tangible solutions for the Taiwan market, which are circular economy eco cups for the very, very famous Taiwan drinks. So Andy, hi. Can you please introduce the company to us?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Andy, and you can call me Ding Ding in Chinese.
Yes, and our company want to run a uCup rental system. In this system, you don't need to bring your own eco-friendly cups when buying beverage. You can just borrow a cup from the beverage store, just like you back in Taiwan. You don't need to get it, but when you need it, you can get it from the beverage store. And now we are cooperate with the NRT station or a lot of location in Taiwan. You can just return it at NRT station. So this is a very convenient way to do something eco-friendly, but not very trouble in our daily life. And why we want to run this service, because we found out that almost everyone be environmentally conscious generally, but there are some trouble we are facing in the daily life. First, for the customer, it's very hard to carrying your own reusable cups everywhere in your daily life. And then if you buy coffee or beverage, you need to clean it afterward. So this is not very convenient for the user. And further on, for the beverage stores, there are a lot of new environmental policy to limit the income of the beverage store. Just like if you bring your own cups, you will get $5 discount from the stores. And this is very hard to the stores. And further on, there are everyone carrying different kinds of reusable cups, and every cup may not be suitable for the drink in the store. So this is be the trouble in the operation to doing beverage cup. So we want to solve these problems and set up our uCup system. Yes.
So tomorrow, if I go buy my Zhenzu Naicha, can you tell me a bit how concretely it works with uCup?
Yeah, it's okay. And if you want to buy a bubble tea in the beverage store, you can just go to the store, collaborate with uCup, and you can use line to bring to borrow a cup from the store, and you can return it to the other stores, or return it to the return station at NRT station or other location you can go. And our logistics will collect these cups to clean and disinfection and send to the store to start next circle to use. And this is the solution we want to bring to the customer, because everyone don't need to bring their own cups. They don't need to purchase new reusable cups, and even they don't need to wash it. And it's very convenient for everyone to use. Yes.
Okay. And like, how does your company integrate within the Taiwan market, the Taiwan regulations, and even maybe internationally tomorrow?
And in Taiwan, there is a policy announced in the last year. And in last year, you bring your own cup will get $5 discounts when you buy in beverage. And in 2025, there are additional charge to use single-use cups when you buy in beverage. Just like you buy in plastic right now, you need to pay more fee to the stores. And in 2030, the government want to ban the sale of the single-use cups in the store. So if everyone don't want to carry your own cups everywhere, I think the uCup is the best solution to when you drink the beverage, you can use uCup too instead of the single-use cups. Yes.
And so, what are the challenges?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the next question. Like, yeah.
Sorry, I forgot that. And because in Taiwan, we are famous for the bubble tea and a lot of beverage. And there are a lot of beverage stores from Taiwan will start shops in world. So we want to use this new container to bring our Taiwanese famous bubble tea to the foreigner to show the innovation and vigors of Taiwan. Yes, this is why we want to do internationally. Yes.
Yeah, so it's good to have the idea of Taiwan not only being famous for the very famous bubble tea, but also tomorrow to be ahead of really circular economy for uCups.
Yeah.
And so, which leads to my next question about the challenges.
Yeah,
so, what are the challenges today in Taiwan for your company?
And I think the challenge is that how to change user behavior. And in Taiwan, according to the statistics, there are 4 billion used cups a year in Taiwan. There are huge people drink and have a coffee every day. So how to change the customer to use reusable cups or uCup is not very easy. And then we need to persuade the beverage store to buy our cups, not to buy the one-use cups instead. So this is takes time to communicate with both, and we can start a greener life in our daily life. Yes.
And so eco-transition is really at the core of your company's activities. And so what do you think, according to you, are the future trends of this eco-transition matter?
And I think the eco-transition will be the main trend because there are 17 sustainable development goals are set by the UN. So every government in different countries has set the policy to follow these goals. For example, in European, they will ban the sales of gasoline vehicle in 2035. So there are a lot of policy has been set. So the eco-transition has been beginning, but in the short term, it can be possible to see the very significant change. But in the long term, it will with a very significant potential to see the eco-transition will be. Yes.
Thank you. And so in French Tech, our really main mission is to promote the startups ecosystem, right? And so uCup is a startup. How do you think like the startup network can really play a major role in this eco-transition topic?
Okay, and in my opinion, I think that startups will take some advantage of find out some new models. And first of one, startups can get more extensional resource from like TTA or accelerator or invest institution to get more resource to put some development of the new projects, just like uCup do. And a lot of startups will do some new project in founding the new models. But to the traditional company, they will be tied to the past revenue because they don't want to lose the past revenue and put their resource to the new project. I think this is the first one. The startups will get more external resource to find out a new model. And the second one is that the path dependency. And this is why I told that a lot of traditional companies don't want to lose they don't want to lose their revenue right now. So they don't have time or resources to put into development the new project. So this is why a lot of new startups will collaborate with the traditional company to find out a new way to be a greener life. Yes.
And I think you have a slide also to share about how to use tomorrow for your bubble tea, the uCup solution. You can already use it.
Yes, and you can scan this QR code, and we are set our software on the line, so you don't need to download it. You can just use line and join to have a greener drink when you have bubble tea in Taiwan. Yes.
Yeah, very easy to use, no app needed. So yesterday I just started using it, and it's very convenient. So if you cannot scan the QR code for some reason, don't hesitate to come find Andy or me at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Andy, for your time. Thank you. So next session, we will welcome Cerise, Five, our co-president, moderating the session of L'Oreal with Zelie CHUANG. So L'Oreal, who's another very good partner of French Tech. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. So everyone, please welcome Zelie CHUANG. She's the Corporate Affairs and Engagement as well as Sustainability Manager at L'Oreal Taiwan. And she's going to present us today the locally circular economy initiatives and their impact on ESG goals in global cosmetics production and distribution.
Thank you, Cerise. This is Zelie CHUANG from L'Oreal Taiwan Corporate Affairs and Engagement and Sustainability Department. It's my honor to participate in this forum to share L'Oreal's sustainability vision and some actions implemented in Taiwan local market.
So I think that everyone has heard about L'Oreal, but we would still would like you to present briefly L'Oreal, and most of all, how you implement like the eco-transition in your organization and innovation.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for Zelie's introduction. Now we are the beauty group, largest beauty group globally, starting from 1907, when the French chemist Mr. Eugène Schuller created the world's first safe hair dye. And over 140 years, we are devoted ourselves to only one vocation, beauty. And now, with 35 brands across 5 major channels, we established our subsidiary in Taiwan in 1991. And let's share the video to know more about L'Oréal. Thank you. And in addition to business growth, L'Oréal, as of 2023, L'Oréal was the only company in the world to have achieved all 3 CDP rankings and A score for 7 years in a row.
So maybe could you develop a little bit about the SBT, like development?
Yes, SBTI, our sustainability program, as Decathlon speaker said, we follow science-based targets, which means what scientific experts demand and what planet needs.
And I see that you're also the recipient of the CES Awards.
Yeah. Starting from exporter in Taiwan, and now we are recognized frequently by a well-known CSR award.
For what kind of product?
What kind of product? Our CSR activities, and now I have to say, in the context of growing social and environmental issues, so our CSR focus has shifted from CSR activities to more and more environmental issue and environmental concern. Yeah. Yes. So. And L'Oréal has undertaken the in-depth transformation over the last 10 years. And now, in July 2020, we launched a new sustainability program. It's laying down the latest set of ambitions for 2030. And in the context of growing environmental and social issue, L'Oréal is accelerating its transformation towards a model respecting planetary boundaries and reinforcing its commitment to both sustainability and inclusion. That's important to integrate the eco-transition to our organization. So to ensure, to set up our internal transformation process and ensure our activities are compatible with constrained planet needs, we set clear targets on climate, water, biodiversity, and natural resource in accordance with SBTI, science-based targets. Yes, and I have another video to further present our sustainability program. Of course, eco-transition is part of our sustainability program.
At L'Oréal, we have long been committed to sustainability. But the world is changing fast, and with higher stakes must come stronger commitments. This is why we are launching L'Oréal for the Future, our new sustainability program. Our strategy is twofold: transforming our activities to respect planetary boundaries and contributing to solving urgent environmental and social challenges. With bold 2030 targets, our goal is to ensure our activities are respectful of the planet's boundaries. 100% of our sites will be carbon neutral by 2025. 100% of the industrial water used in our plants will be recycled and reused by 2030. 100% of our bio-based ingredients and packaging materials will be sustainably sourced by 2030. 100% of the plastics for packaging will come from recycled or bio-based sources by 2030. 100,000 people from underprivileged communities will gain access to employment by 2030. We will make available the information on the environmental and social impact of our products. But reducing our impact is not enough. We want to make a positive contribution to society. We are creating a 50 million euros charitable endowment fund to support highly vulnerable women. We're also allocating 50 million euros to help restore 1 million hectares of degraded ecosystems and 50 million euros to promote a more circular economy. With these objectives, we want to inspire people to take action for a more sustainable future. L'Oréal for the future.
Thank you very much for sharing this global sustainability program. Now it would be interesting to know how it is implemented locally in Taiwan.
Yes, overall, following global sustainability program, we try to find out the most appropriate beauty that is most fitting for Taiwan. For example, as the video said, by 2025, all of L'Oréal sites will have achieved carbon neutrality by improving energy efficiency and using 100% renewable energy. But in Taiwan, we don't have factories, and we are located in a commercial building, Taipei 101. So to follow these global targets, and in order to adopt 100% renewable energy in the office, we try many ways. And when the green regulations are still at the development stage, L'Oréal Taiwan has proactively introduced the use of green energy. So at the end, we've developed a unique tripartite agreement signing model through the coordination with landlord Taipei 101, Taiwan Power Company, and the related public entities like BSMI, Bureau of Metrology of Inspection. Yes, and since 2021, L'Oréal Taiwan achieved successfully 100% renewable energy in a commercial building, and therefore we set a successful model for other enterprise in a commercial building. And as I know, most important is that the related entities carry the successful model forward and improve this model. Like BSMI, they invite more and more enterprise who don't have independent electricity meter in a commercial building, but they're interested in using renewable energy. I think that's our role in Taiwan. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this achievement. I'm sure it will emulate more companies located in Taipei 101 to follow this goal. We've heard already that like proposing, which is mostly imposing an eco-transition model, is not all rainbows and unicorns. So have you met any hurdles, challenges while doing this within your own organization and with your partners?
Yes, by using L'Oréal for the Future Global Sustainability Program as a blueprint, the company is realizing a vision of inclusive growth and implementing a comprehensive local sustainability program. But our challenge, our main challenge is we have to establish a whole new model in Taiwan, in local market. I can take another example. To optimize our circular resources use, our brands are highly engaged in recycling, and we encourage consumers to recycle the bottles of beauty products. But you know what? A high proportion of bottles, recycled bottles, they cannot be recycled properly in Taiwan because we don't have the TerraCycle, the professional vendor who is able to recycle and upcycle the retainers made of composite material. And most of retainers of beauty products, they're made of composite material, like lipstick and like powder. Yeah, they are made by a composite material. And in Taiwan, we don't have a local cosmetic upcycling practice. So we have to establish a whole new model to improve our circular resources use. And then our solution is an initiative program of upcycling with solidarity sourcing. We find out a partner, local partner, FNG for next generation. With this local partner, they can upcycle our retainers, our package of beauty products, and we bridge and identify a suitable NGO for this local partner. In sum, we provide the opportunities to the NGO and have the NGOs help to clean up and categorization our retainers of beauty products. And it's a necessary process before upcycling. So it's our main challenge to establish a model, and I have to say it's not at all, it's not easy to establish a working model for NGO because we need to strike a balance between a production capacity of NGO and our cost. And besides, internal communication is very important to get the support from diverse brands and our frontline sales, beauty advisors, etc. Yeah.
So I see that you're working on overcoming the challenges, the present one, and you presented your present achievements. But what vision do you have then for the future trends of eco-transition?
Okay. Okay. To follow Laura for the Future Sustainability Program. Over the last 10 years, our group has undertaken an in-depth transformation to reduce our impact across our entire value chain. But in the context, again, in the context of growing environmental issues, we found that it's no longer enough to reduce our impact with the objective that are self-set. So we follow SBTi, and it's strictly follow science-based targets. Yes, and for example, this is our key goals in our sustainability program. And I think package is a big chance. It's a big chance to reduce the environmental impact, and it's easy to reach our consumers to enhance the impact in our ecosystem. For example, by 2030, 100% of the plastic used in L'Oreal products packaging will be either from recycled or bio-based source. And to achieve this objective, we are working with a number of strategic partners. For example, the group is working with Albea, a global leader in beauty packaging. And in 2019, we've developed a paper tube product. The product, it's a liquid product, but the retainer is all made by paper.
Recyclable.
Yes, it is giving it an access to the best technology. Yes, and I think in addition to this, consumer behavior is important, as the speaker has mentioned. We need to help our consumers to make sustainable choice and help them to reduce their impact when they use the products. Yeah.
I think we reached, thank you very much, Zelie, for your presentation, but we reached the end of your presentation, but maybe a last word. Today is a day to share best practices and emulate also other numbers, so maybe
okay,
it's
my last question, you're right?
Yes.
Okay, my last question. Okay, our sustainability program is built on 3 key pillars, and I would like to highlight. We think it's our responsibility to empower our business ecosystem. It's our responsibility to invite our key suppliers, customers, trade partners, and even employees and consumers to take sustainable actions together. For example, we held Supplier Day annually. We communicate with our key suppliers our sustainability goal, and our key suppliers, they need to follow our golden rules, eco-design golden rule. Or internally, we release mandatory online learning with the topic of sustainability for all employees. And I would like to say another example. Our shelves in the department store, all department stores booth, our shelves are made by 100% recycled acrylic. We recycle old shelves and purchase old shelf and remade the new shelves. And thus it's a circular economy. Yeah, so we innovate and initiative more sustainable ways to improve our sustainability local program in Taiwan to find out the beauty most fitting for Taiwan. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Zelie, for these presentations and for your sharing. One of my key takeaways also from your presentation is that implementing any sustainable, like respecting the environment policy or production line goes also with a really big social aspect and education aspect. And so you're probably maybe helping us to feel less guilty when we buy makeup.
Yes, and I have to say thank you so much for having us and for today's opportunity, because empower business ecosystem, we think that we can even empower our ecosystem and further create our ecosystem. Like today, I have the chance to share our practice and be inspired by other practice. Thank you, and I believe hand in hand, we own a common ambition.
Thank you very much, Zelie. So now
it's not an advertisement. Yeah, one ambition, a more beautiful future. Thank you all.
Thank you, Zelie. Thank you very much. Now we will welcome Soo-Yee CHAUVET, the Europe and APAC sales manager of IADYS, company then that helps to clean the treat waste.
Yeah. I don't need that again.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Soo-Yee. Do you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Actually, it's very, very interesting for us to have you here today, because the way we meet IADYS is because one of the local companies in Taiwan have a problem, and they could not solve it. So they were looking for a solution, and actually IADYS has the solution. So this is a kind of interaction we want to create more and more between French and Taiwanese ecosystem. So, Soo-Yee, thank you very much for being here today. Can you present your company, please?
Yes, sure. So my company is called IADYS, and it stands for Interactive Autonomous Dynamic Systems. It's a young company that designs and develops artificial intelligence and robotics products. At IADYS, we are particularly committed to marine environmental protection, especially with the jellyfish boat. You can see the little video. It shows you the robot. So it can collect floating waste and oil spill. It allows the users to clean the hard-to-reach areas in total safety, autonomously or remotely. And we like to call it a Swiss Army knife because it can do a lot of things on top of collecting waste and oil spill. For example, it can measure the quality of water, salinity, temperature, turbidity. It can also detect cyanobacteria, phytoplankton concentration levels, etc., and also bathymetric surveys, a lot of things.
Yeah.
And here I wanted to, sorry.
No,
Shall I continue?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So here I've put some key dates just to show you like the dates that have marked the story of our company. For example, the first sale to Cassis Marina in 2018, 2 years after 2 years of R&D, and then a year later, our first contract with our first distributor in Singapore in 2019. And a couple of exhibition and labels later, we had our first fundraising, which helped us speed up the development of the company in terms of R&D, marketing, and also sales. Thanks to that, we launched the autonomous version, and followed by the release of other features such as the underwater obstacle detection and bathymetry. And now we are already working on other projects, and basically we are always moving forward.
Okay, so like your device is actually really a Swiss Army knife, like to describe and address many ecological issues at the same time. And what about your company? How does your company integrate eco-transition in the organization?
Well, eco-transition is, I think, part of our DNA. I mean, the product itself is, it was for us to respond to a huge problem, which was plastic waste in the ocean. So that's why we created it. And around that product, we, along the years, we built a CSR program, which revolves around 12 major themes. And we strive every day to respect these commitments, being an essential part of our values at IADYS. So we have around 40 commitments in our CSR commitment charter. So it shows our standard for quality, safety, transparency, and traceability, which are really important for us. And all these drive our company and all the employees in our common goal for environmental protection and eco-transition. So I'm not going to go through in details, but I've summed up the three main themes. The first one is around the commitment to collective success. So we really put an important value on guaranteeing the rights and well-being of all the employees, ensuring fair practices, providing a healthy, safe, and pleasing working environment. The second main theme is around the creation of sustainable solutions and services. So that means implementing a general environmental policy, using resources responsibly and sustainably, protecting aquatic biodiversity, so for example with the jellyfish boats, and contributing to the UN SDGs. So we have identified 7 UN SDGs that you can see on screen. And then the third theme is around partnership with communities and territories. So for example, we integrate disabled people in our company, and we also partner up with adapted companies, which that's how we call them in France. It's basically companies that hire disabled people. So we work a lot with adapted companies, for example, for printing our brochures or anything, our business cards, things like that. It also means, for example, designing and manufacturing our products in France, in our premises, with local suppliers as much as possible. Creating partnerships with NGOs to raise awareness on the environmental protection. So that's about, in a nutshell, how we see eco-transition at IADYS.
Well, very interesting. As you mentioned, straight from the product itself and the company, it's in your DNA to address the eco-transition model. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you will start soon a first project in Taiwan. So can you tell us more a little bit about how you are positioned internationally and what is your future role in Taiwan?
Yes. So Taiwan is very interesting for us. It's a huge market with lots of potential. First, it's one of the first countries in Asia that has banned single-use plastics in 2018. So that shows like proactive engagement, and that means great opportunity for us to find people and work with people that think like us. And that's why we were really thrilled to have encountered Cédric from ENOGIA Technology. We have a partnership since less than a year. And ENOGIA is a company that commits to fight against plastic pollution. And also they're already in talks with marinas and other harbors actors who are ready to commit to preserving the environment and add the jellyfish boat to their green initiatives. So I think, and we have a demo tour planned in coming May. So I think we can say the collaboration is off to flying start into 2023. So I'm looking forward to that. On the international side, well, we had our first export in 2019, like I mentioned, with the Singapore distribution. And 3 years later, we do 80% of our turnover abroad versus 45% in 2021. So that's great for us. I mean, it's a great improvement. It also shows how much the international markets are in demand for green solutions. and they are ready to adopt innovating solutions that are committed to reduce plastic waste, preserving the environment. So that's a very positive thing. And on top of that, thanks to our new developments and release of new features, we've been able to open new markets. For example, working in floating solar power plant in Taiwan, for example, or also in petrochemical or plastics industry, and also oil spill response. So very diverse. So we're glad we've been able to introduce our clean tech to those new markets.
Okay, so a very bright future for your technology, especially because the plastic issue is one of the main to be addressed both by the humanity. We are running a bit out of time, but I think one of the main question I would ask is, because you are developing quite fast and you have a bright future, what would be the main challenge you face addressing this development?
Okay, we have two main challenges ahead. The first one is the material sourcing. So we really believe that we need to actively participate in the transition to a circular economy by providing new solutions for collection, reuse, recovery of aquatic waste, and sourcing for more sustainable materials like either recycled or made with a lower environmental footprint is essential. But sometimes the transition is very dependent on the availability of greener and economically feasible materials. So we try as much as possible whenever possible, but sometimes it's just not possible because the materials are non-existent or scarce in France or just not cost efficient. I'm thinking about lithium batteries or electronic components for us. So this is a really huge challenge for us that we're facing, but we continue working on it and try to find solution. For example, for the lithium batteries, we are now in talks with another French company for new energy instead of lithium batteries. So maybe we'll find something there.
Okay.
And the other challenge is about behavioral change. We can do many communication campaigns. We can organize a lot of awareness programs. If the mindset is not there, if people do not want to change, their behaviors, it's like almost useless. So there's a really urgent need to raise awareness and a need also to change, especially in terms of household waste, to better collect, sort, so that we prevent waste from ending up in the rivers and the sea. As you can see on the picture, it shows you the origin of waste. So basically, it comes from the heart of the city, because 80% of the waste we found in the sea is land-based. Basically, it's from human activities. So there's definitely a huge challenge there where we need to act.
Okay. Well, we run out of time, but I think you address the main issues that we were interested in today. And thank you very much for your participation. I know it's a little bit early in France, but thank you for attending. And now I will leave the floor to, is it our last presentation? I think it's our last presentation from, so Nicolas from IPCUBE, and the interviewer will be Thibaud to finish this event. Thank you very much. Thank you, Soo-Yee.
Thank you.
Hello, Nicolas, can you hear us?
Yes, hello. Hello, everybody.
Great. This is we are in the last session, so everybody's tired already. Okay, so we'll try to go very efficiently and very smart. So yeah, quick question. So just a quick comment. IPCUBE is a follow-up startup. We discussed with them a year and a half ago for the decarbonization event, and we wanted to touch base with Nicolas to see how he's doing. So yeah, Nicolas, please explain what you do, and yeah, it's quite an interesting project.
Okay, so hi, nice to hear you and see you. Nicolas SALAH, I'm the CEO of two companies. One, a consulting engineering company in eco-design in packaging and packaging optimization worldwide. And then I launched the startup IPCUBE, focused on the supply chain and the global supply chain from the tertiary and transportation packaging through the pallets. So what are we addressing? We are addressing the eco transition in transportation. Just starting with facts. First, we are here to speak about environmental facts. At the early beginning of the startup, when we have some analysis on the market for big players like buyers, like SALAH, like Schneider Electric, we were working on a worldwide supply chain analysis. And what we were focused on is to understand that 30% of CO2 emissions in the world are due to transportation, by truck, by plane, and by boat. And then when we got some interviews worldwide, we identified a paradox. A lot of big players are reusing pallets, wood pallets, plastic pallets, but this is heavy pallets. And what we investigated is in the CO2 emissions supply chain, we identified that more by food trucks, for example, in truck transportation, when you are transporting the goods by trucks or by boat, at least by truck, there's 1,000 kilograms of wood pallets per truck when we are transporting goods. So the first action to save CO2 emissions by this transportation is to save weight in this transportation. So it will allow to reduce consumptions of fuel and then to reduce significantly the CO2 emissions linked. So, and that's the big paradox is the more we are reusing the wood pallets, the more we are emitting CO2 in transportation and of the goods with these wood or plastic pallets.
So
and
this is the assumption this is the assumption you are working on, and this is how you integrate the eco-transition challenge into your business model, basically.
Exactly, because we are focused on the environmental facts and social facts also, because when speaking about eco-transition, we are speaking about environmental but also social, and when we are speaking about CO2 emissions, we are also speaking about the handling of pallets during the logistics steps all around when we are speaking in end-to-end supply chain. Indeed, in wood pallets, with wood pallets or plastic pallets, this is heavy products. This is heavy products and who causes employees injuries, but that is characterized the social point of the project. So what we are proposing to the market, we are renting and selling small machines, very small machines, allowing big customers to produce just in time and on demand for all sizes of pallets locally. That is to say, in 30 meters square, you are able to produce with a very simple way your own cardboard pallets, 100 recyclable cardboard pallets. Indeed, the glue is also recyclable. It allows you to transport your goods with very light pallets, reducing injuries from the repair, the sorting, and the disposal of the pallets. These pallets are very light because compared to a wood pallet, which is 20 to 25 kilograms, you will transport your goods with a pallet of 3 or 9 kilograms, and it will save handling of injuries for the employees. And then to get the machine, our innovation, because there's 2 patents worldwide for these machines, to allow you to produce locally your own pallets, to be just in time, to get just in time products to deliver your products. It will allow you to divide by 8 times also the storage of these pallets before to use them.
So can you explain a bit more the local aspects of the innovation? So you recycle locally collected paper. That's what you propose, right?
Yeah, it will be part of the next step for the innovation. But first of all, you will produce locally, area by area in your site, your own pallets. Why? In this case, locally, why it's an opportunity for the eco-transition for each key account customers to use IPCUBE maker pallets. We spoke about social, environmental, but also economical levels. Because the lighter the pallet is, the less emission CO2 you are emitting. The lighter pallet is, and then you will have less injuries for the employees, and you can produce for your efficient supply chain end-to-end. You can produce all size and on-demand pallets just in time with a 60% recycled material, and you will avoid to treat your pallets with a ASPM 15 treatment for sanitizations. And then you will save a lot of tons of CO2 in your end-to-end supply chain from your company to your customers through the supply chain processes.
So one quick thing, maybe,
And
Nicolas, a concrete example of what we discussed about an international example, because obviously this has an impact on international transport. Can you talk us through a bit the AstraZeneca topic?
Yeah, it was the next step, but the first step just to explain that it's before, please, just to explain before the AstraZeneca samples, you can see here 2 pictures to show that with a 100% recyclable material, you can assemble in 1 to 3 minutes your own pallets, very resistant. Indeed, here you can see a pallet coming from France to Japan, resisting to 100 kilograms through sea freight transportation. Next, our scope is international. Next, please. Yes, this one. In this picture, what we can see that our first big customer is AstraZeneca in pharmaceutical industry. They are delivering worldwide their goods from their automatic logistic in France, delivering US, Asia, Australia, and all the other areas worldwide, delivering by truck, by plane, and by sea freight. And our scope is very international, end-to-end supply chain.
Great. Okay, so we discussed a bit together about the challenges also. Can you talk us through a little bit more about that?
So the challenges is to deploy worldwide for key customers our innovation, because it's a solar impulse innovation. First, because it's sustainable, to get the very small machine to produce locally with the raw material, and then it's economical because you have different levels of savings, economical savings, and environmental savings in eco-transition. And our challenges is to deploy worldwide these solutions, and we started with AstraZeneca, and we are in the process to deploy that all around the world.
Yeah, so your model is kind of a global model, right? It's to be local globally.
Exactly. We act local to think global.
Great. So let's discuss about the future. According to you, from your point of view, what do you think is the vision of IPCUBE and the opportunity for you?
So our vision is to change the paradigm of end-to-end supply chain, stop to buy pallets and to transport them before to use them with a heavy weight, and is to take into account that in a global overview, take into account that 30% of CO2 emissions are due to transportation and freight. Reducing the weight of goods and the weight of the pallets used for that, and to produce them locally will be significant levers for the eco-transition in supply chain.
Thank you, Nicolas. We are right on time. Thanks a lot for your fast presentation and answers. Very interesting. And this is the last presentation of today. So we are going to wrap up this event. Thanks a lot for all of you who stayed there the whole time. Thanks to all the speakers and the audience. Thanks to all the team, organization team, Jonathan, the other Jonathan, Cerise, Cédric, David, of course. We have Claire, we have Colin. So great job, everyone. Thank you. A quick word about the upcoming event for French Tech. Next week, we have an inclusion breakfast You can have all the information on our website. And next month, we have an event for the Women's Day, International Women's Day, so that's March 8th. And again, you can contact us to have more information, or you can have a look at our website. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good day. We have a little bit of time for networking now. And yeah, thanks again for your attendance.